This is the Segovia Show.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Tech Talk. I'm rolling now. This is going out to all those of you that have subscribed on YouTube, Odyssey, and LinkedIn. So it's the first time I'm actually simulcasting, so it's a new thing for me. I usually just do this on YouTube, but it's pretty cool. Now this is going everywhere, so I have to be extra attentive to my production screen, which is to my right-hand side, to make sure that the stream is up and that everything is a-okay. Today, on this episode of Tech Talk, it's going to be brief. I want to get to the point. This is my website. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of some of the additions and add-ons that I made to the website at theundersegovia.com. But I also want to show you, because I brought the receipts, of it by truly being censored, throttled, shadow banned by big tech. Spoiler alert, yeah. But I want to show you what I mean. So that's why I'm going to end this episode by showing you different ways you can support the show. So my website, these are the updates. I've added, I activated the blog or articles, so now I'm writing articles as well. Some things they work better in article form instead of just doing a podcast or an episode on it. And here, for those of you that are interested, I'm also covering, and I put my latest Instagram videos here because it's a different way to digest videos and things like that. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the homepage. But if you hover around the navigation menus, there's going to see a lot of drop-down menus. Real estate, you can check out my sources, Mark One Real Estate, The Wealth Academy, learn about those things. My story, library, I brought basically compiled everything that you can find with respect to the Critic Corner, where I do movie reviews, the Reading Corner, Central Corner, the Tech Corner, and the Book Club. All the stuff is there, and that's significant considering that I moved the new stuff and bringing some of the old stuff with me to locals, which I will show you here in a little bit. I'll connect with Andres, where you can find me across all the socials, quick links to my locals community, and where you can tune in, which I'm going to leave open in the background. So this is one of the newest pages that made under the show, which I added the articles, which is the blog. But the episodes, basically, I self-host my podcast, and I put the video versions up here too, so it's not just an audio experience. You can watch my show here if you're not following me across all the other video platforms that I'm in. So I'm across YouMaker, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, Gab TV. There's a reason for this, because in 1 year that I have been on these other decentralized platforms, it has been incredible to see just how much me paying for ads on YouTube and Instagram/Facebook has not been working out for me, which we'll get to. So this is one of the newest pages that I added, guest interviews. So it's my growing list of people that I've interviewed and companies. So you can check that out. There's a quicker way to filter out my episodes where I have interviews. And believe me, I have way more interviews that I've conducted and conducting that is going to be even more populated by the end of summer. The quick way to check out any video exclusives is here. And all these are basically sourced from the decentralized platforms that I'm on, such as Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and things like that. So not YouTube videos are here. So an episode like this, Tech Talk, I will post it here, typically from Rumble, because it has a cleaner interface where it doesn't block my thumbnails. But the reason I do that is because sometimes people don't get the notifications. There's some decentralized platforms that don't have notifications yet to inform you when I post up a video. Or in the case of YouTube, sometimes they don't send out the notifications. That's called shadow banning. It's happened where my episodes have disappeared. I brought the receipts. I will show you. But that's why here is where you can see all of them. And so for those of you that are subscribed to the main show, whether you're on the podcast or video platforms, you'll probably see these. These podcast listeners, you will not see these because these don't make it to the podcast. So bear that in mind when you're consuming my content, that these are video exclusives, hence the title. They do not make it to the podcast. And yeah. So next over, the blog. So this is where I'm adding articles. So far I have 6 as of this stream. There are more coming, and there's no real schedule to all this, but I am bringing some of my more, thought out, thorough editorials to the website, because I want to give it new life. I don't want to just stay in the archives of what used to be called the newsreel. But in connection to that, also articles to keep covering news that I sometimes don't have time to do an episode on, where I have the camera or the microphone to produce. Okay, so ways to connect with me. As you know, these are the main social media platforms that I'm on. Yes, there is a Twitter, but that's only a mirroring service. I'm not active, but if you are on any of these are the best ways to reach me. You want to stay in touch with yours truly. And lastly, locals. So this is the landing page for my locals community that you can come check out. You can become a member. It's free. You can check out the new home for Off the Record and a bunch of other stuff that I'm doing here. People that have been on this have been first off, those that supported me, I'm grateful for those of you that supported me, because there is a way for you to do a tipping service to yours truly, buy my coffee. But not just that, it's also a way to be able to communicate and engage more one-on-one with individuals, because there are things that I'm doing here that I didn't have the freedom to do anywhere else. So this is uncensored, raw, and everything. But not just that, it's a way to interact with you, the audience. Okay, so receipts. Am I truly being throttled, or am I just trying to grab attention? Look, I posted this on Instagram, so for those of you that weren't watching, you probably missed out on this. This is where I'm going to show you, because there are certain points in time that are very imperative to view. There are a couple of events that transpired that affected the viewership on my channel, negatively, by the way. But first things first. From October 25th, 2015, that's when my channel took off. And I'm using June 25th, 2019 as a cutoff point because of the second event that affected my channel. But when you see, during this roughly 3.5 period of time, 3.5 years, I was on my way to 1 million viewers. This is all organic. But around the time that I was making a shift on my show, I was able to monetize my account. And as soon as I did that, there's different terms of services that kept changing with the with YouTube. So there were certain things that happened and negatively affected independent content creators. There's so many changes that YouTube made that negatively affected the traffic being driven. And as soon as you monetize things, they're even stricter when it comes to pushing your episodes, unless you are one of those big big channels, like the big corporate YouTube channels. Those are the ones they'll promote because, of course, they're all in the same media company. But yeah, that was the big one. And that monetization made my channel plummet, which sucked, because then some of my videos were getting hit by copyright claims, because of course they were, which was ridiculous. I was in fair use, but people would just make hell out of it. It's called claim ID, and there's things that happen behind the scenes that I wish I could describe better. So now let's focus on why I picked June 26, 2019 as a cutoff point, because then the Vox apocalypse happened, and that basically stifled any growth that I was getting. So in 3.5 years, getting 958,000 views. If you average them out, let's say, and that's being very generous, by the way, that I was averaging 274,000 views a year. Look at what transpired in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years after the Vox apocalypse, I didn't even make it to 181,000 views. And if you average it out for the 3 years, that's literally like 60,000 views. And let's just look, it kept going down. For 2021 and 2022, 52% less drive than the year before, because there's another event that happened, the COVID lockdowns. So then big tech started cracking down even more and punishing independent content creators just for the mere mention of COVID. Not talking about it, just mentioning it, which I had the mistake of doing. And I had to appeal to YouTube because it took my videos down. And it took them 40 days to reinstate my videos. But by then the traffic was gone. No views were being arriving on these videos. And for someone that monetized, you want the views, because the views is how you get the ad pay. And if 52% was lower in the previous year, that means I had 60,000 the previous year, 30,000 in this last year. And so what I get out of it? Almost nil. This is quite literally a joke. So at the end of 2020, I joined Rumble. My channel took off towards the end of 2020 when I joined. January 6th, which is another thing that affected this, I reached out to Rumble because I was asking, you guys censoring me too? Because ever since January 6th, my channel has been squashed on Rumble, just like it has been on YouTube. And it's been hard to recover a lot of those views. So that's YouTube and a little bit of Rumble. I don't have time to show you the Rumble stuff. But this is the performance of that 30,000 views on 1 year and keep going down on YouTube. And I was paying for ads, by the way. I didn't make the money back on the money I paid for ads. I didn't make the money back through the ad revenue. It's a joke. So at the same time, I joined all these other platforms. YouMaker, in 1 year, no ad push, no nothing, all organic growth, 15,000 views. I got half of the viewership that I got on YouTube where I was pushing my show, and in the place that people were discovering me, 15,000 views. BitChute, same thing. No way for me to do a marketing push here, 21,000 views. And Gap TV, a new one, over 50,000 views. Incredible. That was almost twice the performance of YouTube. No ad push. People discovering me, watching my show, being active in the comments, engagement. Meanwhile, YouTube keeps going down. It says everything I need to know about where you have an algorithm controlling it versus a decentralized one where people can go look for information they want to see. And they've been finding me. So these are the receipts, folks. But imagine when you tally up the decentralized views that it's all ad free, so I can't make any money out of all this. We're talking about at least 86,000 views I could have gotten on YouTube, for example, through ad revenue if all those views had happened there. And I didn't, which is why I ended with this. Ways you could support my show. The way you could subscribe to my podcast, there's a different way you could do it, kind of like a tipping thing. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that just yet, but I'm intending to bring exclusive content over to Anchor/Spotify that will make subscribing to my show worthwhile there. But Locals is the place where you can support me if you like. Where you can pitch in a little here, a little there, and it helps fund the Keep Andres Caffeinated Fund. But more importantly, I have some affiliates behind the scenes that I haven't announced yet, but there is one that's been very public for those of you that follow me on the socials, Ranger Candy Coffee Company. I'm an affiliate with them. They're one of the affiliates with me. So you go here, click this link, go to RangerCandyCoffeeCompany.com. Whatever purchase you make, as long as you use this link, hey, it helps me. I get commission out of it. Not much, but it's something. Or you can use promo code Andres Segovia if you just go to directly to the website and you save on shipping. So you get to save money and you get to support me. You're not paying any extra for any of these, which also leads me to buy my books, my tech gear, my coffee gear. So when you buy my gear, I'm talking about Amazon. Amazon's the second affiliate program that I'm on. A lot of this is the tech that I use on a day-to-day to do what I do, whether it's for work or content creation. And you can check out my tech that I use daily right here. And I'll be adding more things to this as time goes on. But whatever purchases you make here, they are the same prices as you will get through Amazon, except that when you purchase through here, you get to help yours truly. So those are ways you can help support my show, like checking out my coffee gear or whatever that I use for coffee, or the mugs that I use, the tumblers. When you buy through here, yours truly will be able to get some help. So I hate to say even like that's like, oh, please help poor little old me. But the mere fact is that what I do isn't cheap. It doesn't really pay at all. But I do it. It's all organic at this point because big tech isn't letting me monetize anything. But some of these other decentralized platforms have promised to be able to make monetization available in the near future, which I'm hoping they do, because it'll definitely help me to keep going against all odds. So that's what I wanted to say. This has been a Tech Talk episode 28. I have 2 more Tech Talks to do before I sunset the Tech Talk segments. But I'm excited to go on this ride with all of you. So for those of you that have watched on Odyssey, that have watched on LinkedIn, thank you so very much. For those on YouTube, believe me, I appreciate all of you that fight against the grain, that know I'm being shadow banned, or that I'm unsubscribed, you resubscribe anyway, and you come check out my show. Thank you so very much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, stay in the know so you will be in the know. Connect with me on any of these socials that you want. If you're on any of these, follow me on all of them if you want to. I post across all of them. I've been micro-blogging a lot more on Gab. So for those of you on Gab, you're going to want to check that out. But I guess that's where I'll leave it. Thank you so much.